Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh and welcome to my video. Today I will discuss about NAT, which means Network Address Translation. Firstly, I will talk about what is NAT. NAT represents Network Address Translation, which is a method used in networking to allow multiple devices on a private network to share a single public IP address when accessing the Internet. In simple terms, NAT changes the internal IP address of device inside a network to a public IP address when they communicate with the outside world. It helps conserve IP address and adds a layer of security by hiding the internal devices from external networks. Types of NAT. There are three types of NATs. One is static NAT, two is dynamic NAT, and three is port address translation. So let's talk about the types of NAT in briefly. Static NAT maps a single private IP address to single public IP address. It's used when a device such as server needs to be accessible from the outside world with a consistent public IP address. Dynamic NAT maps a private IP address to a public IP address from a pool of public IP addresses. It is used when multiple devices need access to their internal but do not require a consistent public IP. On the other hand, port address translation maps multiple private IP to a single public IP. It is also called NAT overload. It differs devices by using unique port number and most common types of NAT used in home and small office routers. This diagram explains how NAT works in network. Here's simplified explanation. Device and addresses. Local is the private IP address of a computer inside the local network. Global internal is the public IP address assigned to the computer when it communicates externally. Local external is the IP of an external server or device that the local computer is communicating with. Global external: this remains the same as 209.165.201.1. When the local computer sends data to the Internet, router uses NAT to replace its private IP with the public IP. This makes the local computer appear as if it's coming from the public IP when its communications with the external device. NAT allows multiple devices in the local network to share one public IP address. It provides security by hiding private IP addresses from the outside world. Essentially, NAT is translating between private internal IPs and public internal IPs so device can communicate across the internet. Now we'll talk about private IP versus public IP address. Private IP addresses are used within a local network such as home or office to allow devices to communicate with each other. This address can be reused across different networks since they are not globally visible. They are assigned by the local network administrator, the router, and are not directly assembled from the Internet. A common example of a private IP address is 192.168.1.1. In contrast, public IP addresses are globally unique and are used to identify device or network on the Internet. They are assigned by an Internet service provider and allow device or network to be assembled from anywhere in the world. An example of public IP address is 203.0.113.5. Private IPs are for internal network communication, while public IPs enable global communication over the Internet. Benefits of NAT: security enhancement, addresses from external sources, IP address conservation, helps organizations save public IP addresses, network isolation, allows private IP networks to operate without conflict with public IP networks, simple configuration, relatively easy to configure on routers or firewalls. Limitation of NAT: compatibility issues: some applications may not work well with NAT because they rely direct communication between devices. Complexity in large network: managing NAT rules in large network can become complex. Feature selection: NAT introduce overhead in terms of processing time and memory uses. And that's all for today. If you find good in this video, please like, comment and subscribe my channel and share this video.